Yeah, then this is like the distributions for it. But like there's no level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6. It just only have this because
Yeah.
that's
And
the
then say
value.
like you had that, and then let's say one and two are distributed equally within mild proportion. So you say 50% is level one, 50% is level two.
Yeah, that's the question. Do we just assume that, or do
Yes.
we do we just assume that first for now?
Yes, and the safest side is to assume equal proportions when you know, uh,
Because
you make.
like the questionnaire for that, it's just more like self-diagnosed, like how severe do you think you are right now. Can we just say, like, for example, this, I assume it's just like matching the level 1 and level 2 descriptions. But if I say that, do I just say I, because we don't have like any reference for that, so we just assume like with like the severity we have so far to match the number to it? Is that what it means?
Yeah, I think that's the way to proceed.
Then okay, that's the question I have been solved so far. But the other one would just like the questionnaire. If we don't have the unify like everything for HUI3, for example, the pain, they don't have a questionnaire like severity for for that. Do we just use the other questionnaire for the severity utility, or because it means like we have so many variables right now. I don't know how can we do that into running the data, or because
You need
since
to
it's
find
like
this.
more.
Where does this come from? For example, this is hearing.
You mean the
You
data I
need
have?
to find a similar thing for pain.
Pardon, sorry.
You will need to find the similar estimates for pain.
Yeah,
And
but it's just like the 8 domains, like the different, there's like 8 domains like I need to collecting so far, but like the 8 domains they have different. mm, how can I express this?
just see.
Um because
But have
how.
you tried like doing what Mark just proposed with GPT to get the overall picture of how it can be distributed?
I don't know if this is enough for the distributed, or we still need one more thing for the time and all that, because he mentioned like for example like an hour, 2 hours.
Yeah. But you will have like the timing.
But this is just like the population out of those people, how many people have these conditions. Then I don't know like for the analysis, what should I analysis for? It just shows like the distributions in the national health models, and how can it be transfer into utility value, because initially they just say like we put the utility value in and they will come out with like comorbidities for the value, but I don't know what exactly do we are we lacking for now to actually run to demonstrate like the utility value from the national health model.
It's based on the discussion from today, you need to calculate it based on the formula, not source from the data, but calculate it based on the formula.
Then what's the part we're gonna do for the national health model?
Making those inputs, like testing them.
um, okay. um, so besides because I don't know, because do I just put the data set, because Mark was saying like I just need to collecting data and they would do the analysis for me, but but analysis, I don't know what they need for the analysis, so I was trying to get everything they needed, but because we have like time limit right now, I'm really afraid like even with like the data collecting so far, we can't run the full analysis for the results, then it will be like a major gap in my thesis, and that's the main concern I have so far, because I don't know, like with the prevalence and the utility value for different severity, is that everything I need to do, or is there anything else I have to provide it? Because
Well, I haven't been here since the beginning of the project, so I don't know what's your thesis aim. So how did you define the aim?
because initially the aim I set it up is like we will consider the comobility effect, and we were collecting like severe like utility value for different conditions, and they will say like, for example, with this 8 and without this 8, the utility value difference. I thought that's the data I'm collecting, and that's what I've been collecting. And then when we try to run the models, it just says like it can't do that. We still need a severity and the distributions for prevalence. So that's why I need to like add like collecting to add up into the model. But I'm just afraid like even we add all those manual, I don't know what exactly will happen when we run the model. So I don't know if that's gonna happen in time. I think that's just the concern I have so far. Yeah.
I mean, if that was the aim, that's going to be calculated. But first, you need to finish the calculation of the utilities, so those utilities can be fed into the model.
But the utility value, just if like we can use different questionnaire, then it won't be that a big problems. I'm just afraid like, do we need to use like a unified utility value? But if it's not all come from HUI3, is it okay for that? Because it just
I mean, what Mark just said is not using even the questionnaires, it's using the assumption based on the general outputs from GPT and how the literature aligns with that. So I don't think going into too much depth with questionnaires will be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. I'm just gonna try what he said so far, and perhaps a meeting with them tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And try to, make a table with the distribution for each of those components of Huey that you can discuss further for them how to implement that, and write what was the assumption, how you justified it, and how the literature, is there available data or there is not available data on the distribution. Do you know what I mean? So for each of those components like vision, hearing, pain, and you have the 6 severity states. For each of them, produce the distribution and say how you got to it, what was the assumption, what is justification, what you have in the literature, and what you do not have in the literature. That's the first step.
Okay.
For hearing, this is right, hearing. So for hearing, you have it like split those 49 into 2 and make that an assumption clearly stated and make a distribution for that.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Lots of questions.
No, it's fine. I mean, thesis that's stressful, but you will get to the end.
Yeah. I think another question for my project is just like when you run the quali for that, I'm not sure. For now, do we just compare, for example, like for each of the data set we're collecting so far, we have everything like the prevalence and the severity utility for like level 1, level 2, level 3, level 6, and then what we're gonna run for that. I think that's just the question.
You will have the mean utility. You will have the distributions, and for each of those, you will calculate based on the distributions the utility value the average utility value based on that formula.
Is it gonna be something like because this is what Mark shows me in some of the. Is it gonna be something like this? Like for the severity, I just change it to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 5, level 6, like 1, 2, 6. Because like this for the severity, like there's no number matching it so far, and like I only have this view of the distribution for that, or like the utility value for that. I'm not sure how can you do that for
the you first need the distribution for that, and then you will do the calculation.
Yeah, like the distribution would be like this.
Yeah, exactly. But split across 6 severity states that you had. It's not one. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
But like if there's only 3 of that in the like in the paper, they only separate it in the 4 of this. Do I just assume like for example 1 and 2 is mild, and 2 is 3 is this, 4 is this, 5 and 6 is this, for example like that?
Or 1 and 2 is mild, 2 and 3 is moderate, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 5 and 6 is severe and profound.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem for that. Like I don't know how can I just assign that for that, because
but that's the assumption you're making. So out of those 49, 24.5 is 1, 25.5 is 2, level 2. You see what I mean?
Yeah, so we just guessing that and just say like because we don't have okay. And I have one more question towards like the utility value. For example, back to the one last question. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is a long meeting for you. For example, for this one, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for what I'm collecting this, it just like for vision loss, there's like one disease that was related to vision loss, and I collecting the utility value for that is that for different severity, they kind of have like quantified that already, but it's just like a random disease for that. It's like alright because that's what we have so far, and
no, I don't think this is applicable because that's the another disease, and you know the. Yeah, I don't think that this would be applicable. You have to know the distribution of hearing loss in stroke, not the Leber hereditary optic neuropathy. Do you understand me, or?
But there's no data for that. They only have like, for example, for hearing loss, this is like the disease for that, and we kind of just.
But then do what Mark told you. Ask GPT, see what it gives you, and then read that PubMed references what it gave, and see how you can align it with your assumption regarding the distribution of hearing loss in stroke.
Okay. So we can't just decide this is like a example for like a disease that was related to vision loss, and we collect the.
No, because that's a different disease and it's not applicable to stroke.
So it have to be like vision loss plus stroke.
Yeah.
Utility value for severity.
severity distribution of vision loss in stroke. How many people have mild vision loss, how many people have severe vision loss, and how many people are in between when they have stroke.
But then only have the distribution. They won't have the actual value for that. They don't have like a utility value for that.
But that's not your task. Your task is just the distribution. And once you have the distribution, you will know how you will know those beta parameters. That's what you got in that table that you just showed.
So we actually don't need to collect the individual vision loss utility differences?
No.
Oh my god. But then with the prevalence, how can you just use the prevalence to get the utility value out of it?
So if you switch back to the formula.
Oh, wait. Where was the... Sorry, just a minute. Let me see. This one?
So let's say that a person with stroke, an example, a worked example of it. A person with stroke every person with stroke has vision, hearing, speech, ambulation, dexterity, emotion, cognition, and pain at level 1. All of them are at level 1. Your U formula for that would be 1.371, open the brackets, 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 and up to the B8.
I got what you're saying. So we don't have to collect the actual utility value, we just calculate it out of the prevalence. Is that what it meant?
Yeah. So when it's not 100, you will have like 100. So let's say 50% of them are at level 1 and 50% are level 2. Then you will be having 1.371, 50% multiplied by 1 and plus 50% multiplied by B2. B2.
I got what you're saying. So just mainly collecting the prevalence actually. So we don't actually need to worry about the questionnaire anyway. So we just calculate it out of the value we needed.
Yeah.
Not from any of the paper. Paper just for like the validation. Like for example, may have this disease and that, and we can consider that how accurate and close that would be. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Oh, huge relief. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Oh. Okay, I got it. Okay.
So for tomorrow, just prepare the prevalence table and work on that today or today and tomorrow.
That would be so much easier. Okay. Thank you so much.
And just for the assumption, state when it was in the assumption and what's the limitations and how the literature, what literature shows at the moment regarding those prevalences. If there is a gap in those prevalence, that's also a question for further research to be addressed. If there is no prevalence at all in the literature.
Got it. Just note it and just make the closest to the level I can get. And if there's some assumption, I note it at the table as well, just to let them know this is like an assumption.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, I got it. Okay. I thought I'm gonna restart everything again. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Then we can finish. I guess.
I'm finished my part.
Okay. Good luck and talk to you soon, I guess.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.